It's no secret that this channel is ending soon. While we're planning out the final video, there's still a lot to talk about. The primary goal of the My Life as a Teenage Robot fanbase is to shine a light on every part of the show. It's impossible to do that without talking about all the episodes, so we're gonna start doing that with the second part of the first episode. Yeah, we've already discussed a number of episodes in heavy detail, including It Came From Next Door. We won't retread that ground, so instead we're starting with pest control. The episode starts out with Tuck getting ready to play with his
super hypersonic drag racing mean machine.
They have this insane track setup, with Jenny being a part of it, despite how dehumanizing it is in execution. I get it, it's just a fun episode of a cartoon for kids. But as a 20-year-old loser sitting in my dank basement, it seemed a little out of character to me. It makes sense that there are inconsistencies, especially this early in the show. In later episodes, like The Boy Who Cried Robot, she resents being treated like some sort of cool toy. Anyways, things go wrong, and the
super hypersonic drag racing mean machine
goes flying and breaks open a TV. After a firm scolding from Ms. Wakeman about how Jenny should treat her body with respect, we get a good look at the threat which lies inside of the busted TV. Vladimir is a Russian-accented rat. He was experimented on by Ms. Wakeman alongside his comrades' Secret of Nim style. She mutated the rats in a way which they clearly don't appreciate, essentially making them like Mickey Mouse in a way. As an act of revenge, they plan to take over Jenny's body. They play ASMR, and she promptly falls asleep. Naturally, they unscrew her belly bolts and flood into her body. Hey, I've been in this community long enough to know that this is definitely someone's thing. Something about this ordeal freaks me out. It kind of reminds me of an animal getting infested by maggots or something. They start chewing at her internals and... Alright, I know for a fact that this is someone's thing. Now that Jenny has been successfully taken over, they unscrew her head from her body and head for Ms. Wakeman. I love the scene of him breaking through the door and his head goes through with no less resistance than the metal body had. It's a metaphor for how hard-headed his plan is. And people thought this show wasn't very deep. Once Vladimir is gone, Tuck enters the residence again, finding Jenny's decapitated head. It's not hard to see that the creators were heavily influenced by sequences in horror movies. While the situation initially appears to be much more serious, Jenny does eventually regain consciousness and explains the situation to Brad and Tuck. They intercept Vladimir just as he was about to rip Miss Wakeman in half. They've attached Jenny's head to the
super hypersonic drag racing mean machine.
I thought that this conclusion was kind of adolescent, but that's to be expected when you're talking about a show for adolescents. After a cute little action sequence, they end up tricking him into a pool where the rats are flushed out. The episode ends with the rats getting taken away by the pest control. Well, all but Vladimir. Ms. Wakeman plans to continue her cruel experiments on him, completing his metamorphosis into Mickey Mouse. There's usually a gray area here, but I flat out think that Nora was the villain in this scenario. She's actively torturing this rat, and I sympathize with him. Imagine being captured by a bigger creature and being a plaything with a goofy name like Mr. Scruffles. That's some Fantastic Planet level shit. This won't be the last time we hear from Vladimir, but we'll save that for another time. While this episode definitely isn't one of my favorites, I still enjoyed it. I often forget that there was even an episode between It Came From Next Door and Raggedy Android. It just doesn't feel as iconic as those episodes do. I'm considering whether or not the Russian rats could be considered offensive in some way, but I doubt it myself. There's a shockingly large amount of Russian MLAATR fans, enough to warrant a fan dubbing our videos in Russian. I'm sure if they found it offensive, they would have stopped watching. It was in the first episode, after all. Anyways, I have no idea which episode we'll cover next, or if we'll do them in order from now on. Time will tell, but I intend on covering everything. Let us know what you'd like to see next in the comments. I still read them all. I've been your narrator, Andre. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a rating. If you want to reach us, leave a comment. Or check out our other platforms. Links are in the description.
Reverse, 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 reverse!